int salary is equal to 25,000. Now I created like one method public void get salary method of int salary. Now here SYSO simply here my salary is simply here like I want to enter the salary. Okay, for this thing simply here I declare like a salary is equal to 35,000. Okay, now the get salary method I want to call. Okay, now then we need to get object of this gem. Now this gem of th is equal to new this gem. Not th dot get salary. Okay, the get salary is asking some salary. Okay, now you can pass any type of value. I'm going to pass like that 45,000. Okay, now if I execute, my salary is what? 45, 35, 40, 45. Now right click, run as Java application. Now what we got? 35. Why? How? Now see here, whenever I executed the 14th line, the control goes to the get salary method. Here it will enter. Okay, now what is the salary right now? 45,000. Okay. Now, but the salary is like what? Already mentioned in the 35,000 means what? The salary is overridden. Okay, the salary is overridden. Now, right now salary is what? 35,000. The same salary we are going to get. Okay. Now, without the changes 14th line, in the sense like a ph dot get salary of 45,000, I want to execute it again. Okay. Now, SYSO. Now, my global. Okay, my global salary. Now, did you observe like the fifth line is global variable or not? Global, right? Now the global variable salary I want. Okay, if I execute again salary, okay, this salary I want to print. Okay, right click, run as Java application. Still we got 35,000, but I want 25,000. Okay, now that salary, the fifth line is present in this class only, right? Okay, now this class variable I want. Okay, this class variable I want. Now simply here this dot salary. Okay, now right now we are presenting the method. Okay, the variable is outside the method. The method, for suppose this variable I want. Okay, Control S, right click, run as Java application. Now we are going to get the 25,000. You have one doubt, sir, why we are writing like same name? You can change to like different names, salary one and salary one. Okay, now simply without using like all this thing. Now whenever the requirement, the global variable and the local variables are same, the concept of this keyword is entered into the picture. Okay, otherwise simply here now execute, right click, run as Java application. Mouse here, both are 25,000 we got right. Okay, if you want like current class properties, simply you can use like this keyboard. Okay, now otherwise simply you can change that variable name, no issues on that. Okay, Control S, right click, run as Java application. 25,000, 35,000. Now this local, this global variable property I want to call. Okay, now what is the object of this class simply? For suppose how I can get object reference, object address of this class? Object address of this class. If I print th, we are going to get object address. System.out.println. If I print this reference, we are going to get object address in the form of hexadecimal hash code. Right click, run as Java application. Well, this is like our object address in this class. Now, explicitly I called right 17th line, but if I comment at the time of 16th line, whenever I call this method, I want to execute the object of this class. Okay. Now SYSO, just enter this. That's it. This class object is going to be printed. okay, in the method. I'm not going to write separately the code. Okay, now whenever I'm calling the method, okay, within the method, this requirement I want. Now right click, run as Java application. The same. If I execute it again, here one more thing, the both are same. Control S, right click, run as Java application. Now save, both variables are same. Now this in the sense like a current class keyword. Okay. Now I'm going to select one more class. Now class super demo. Okay. Now here also I'm going to confuse you. Now salary is equal to 55,000. Again, public void get a salary. Again, int salary. Again, salary is equal to 65,000. SO like a parent class salary is simply here. I want to print like salary. Okay. Now, do we have any relation between the two classes right now? No relation. I want to make the relation between the two classes. Now, simply control space, extends, and enter super demo. Now, whatever the data we have in the super demo will get like directly in the this demo. Now, right click, run as Java application, the same properties we are going to get. Okay. Now, go to uncommon. We don't need this now. Here. Now I'm going to call only the get salary method only, right? Now right click, run as Java application. Now the same output we are going to get. Now, whenever I call this method, I want to get now this is 55,000. Okay, 55,000 where it is present? The super in the sense like parent class. Okay, now whenever I'm calling this method, okay, in the parent class property I want. Okay, if you want to call like parent property, which property you want? Variable, salary. Okay, this salary you want. In this case, it's a present in the parent, right? If it's a parent, any property if you want to call, now by using super keyword we can call. Okay, now within this method only, SYSO, now super dot or simply I'm going to write like some now parent class global salary is simply we can write here super dot salary. Okay, right click, run as Java application. Now see here, parent class global salary is what 55,000 I got. But right now where am I? In the child class. But I can access the super class this salary. Now I want to execute this method. I want to call this method. Okay, this method is present in where? Parent class. But I want to call here. In this method I want to call. Okay, now I want to call that method, but that method is present in the parent. How I can call? Super keyword. Super dot get salary now 75,000. Okay. Now right click. What is the output? 75,000 or 65 or 55? 65. Already present in the value in the get salary. Right click, run as Java application. Will get it 65,000 in the salary. Okay. Now by using like this and super keywords simply here I can call like this. Okay. Now one more requirement. Are you clear this point? Okay. Now one more example, we'll see that. Now simply here main method. Now I'm going to select one default constructor. Now int a is equal to 20. Now again I'm going to select one more class parent x. Okay. Now here int a is equal to 10 to get. Now parent class default constructor. Now SYSO. Now parent class default constructor. Yeah. Now again I'm going to get like parent constructor also. Okay. Now now into age. I want to print like age also. Now here object application. In this example, that earlier example, I want to call constructor. Okay, this class constructor I want to call. But suppose simply here, how I can create this class constructor? Now for suppose control S, now this demo, now SO, I am default constructor. Okay, now basically here, this class constructor I wanted, now this control space simply we are going to get. Now simply this type of I think we cannot call constructor call must be the first element in the static constructor. Okay. Now this thing I'm going to explain here. Now if you want to call constructor, but suppose in this parent constructor, okay, in this parent constructor, I want to call this class constructor. Okay, right now do we have any relation here? No relation. Okay. Now this class is separate, this class is separate. Okay. In this class, okay, in this entire parent X class, whenever the parent is executed, the parent class, parameter constructor is executed. Now first I want to call this class default constructor. Okay. Now whenever the parent class like a parent constructor is executed, first I want to execute this class default constructor. Okay. Now, or otherwise simply here, I can write like this. Now, whenever the default constructor would call this dot simply here 34. Okay, now it is what? This class parent constructor. ఓకే ఇక్కడ ఏంటి ఈ క్లాస్ ఎప్పుడైతే కాల్ అవుతుందో అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి కాల్ అవుతుందో బేసిక్ ఏంటి ఇమ్మీడియట్ గా డిఫాల్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ కాల్ అవుతుంది కదా ఈ క్లాస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు కాల్ అవుతుందా లేదా ఓకే డిఫాల్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ కాల్ అయితే ఏది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది సిక్స్త్ లైన్ కదా సిక్స్త్ లైన్ లో ఫస్ట్ లైన్ ఏముంది దిస్ ఆఫ్ 34 అంటే ఏంటి ద రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ విల్ బి లైక్ దిస్ క్లాస్ ఓకే కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ దేని డిఫాల్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ నా ఇఫ్ ఐ మెన్షన్ ఇట్స్ అ పారామీటర్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ద ఫస్ట్ లైన్ ఏంటి ఇది డిఫాల్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ అంటే ఎయిత్ లైన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వకుండా నౌ ఇట్ విల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ ద సెవెంత్ లైన్ ఫస్ట్ ద సెవెంత్ లైన్ ఇస్ వాట్ ద డిఫాల్ట్ parent constructor of this class okay the parent x now first it will call later it will call okay now again in this demo x okay in this demo x now I'm going to call like a SYSO now I am like a child default constructor okay now before going to execute this child default constructor I want to execute a super class default constructor okay now if you want to make that we need extends from like parent x okay now if I execute what is the output now I'm going to create an object of demo x now d is equal to new demo x guess the output what is the output right clear. Now this is the child class. These are parents class, super class. Now in the child class, I created int a is equal 20. I created one default constructor. Okay. Now whenever I created object. Now whenever I created 25th line, simply now which line going to be executed? 18th line, right? Okay. In the 18th line, what is the first line? Super. Okay. If I represent like this, what is the representation? Parent class default constructor. Okay. Now first the constructor control goes to the parent class default constructor. In the parent class default constructor, what we have? This class parent constructor. In the sense like that. The first line is going to be executed. The 12th line. Okay. Now right click, run as Java application. Here, parent class default constructor. Where is parent, right? No, sir. Parent class parent constructor going to be called first to 34. Then parent class default constructor. Now latter child class default constructor. Okay. Now, for suppose I'm going to write like 1, 2, 3. Object over here. 1, 2, and 3. Now right click, run as Java application. Okay, 2, 1, 3. Now, how it is called? Are you clear? Okay. Now, if I comment 19th line, now what is the output? Hmm. Only 3. Okay. Now we'll see that output. Object here. Right click, run as. Okay, as you have idea, you set correct answer. Okay. Now, Java application. Any changes in the output? No. In the sense, then why again it's called, I commented super, right? But even though it's called the parent, in the sense, now even if you not to mention that parent class the default constructor, whenever we have the relationship between the parent and child, automatically it will call a parent class default constructor. Even if you not represent, it will call automatically the parent whenever we have the relation. Okay, whenever the default constructor of child class is called, automatically the parent class default constructor going to be called. Okay, now in this case also same, without the comment also same. That's why I'm going to like confuse you. Now execute how the execution is going to start. 25th line, demo x d is equal to demo x. It's started execution.